Hi there, guys. Um, this video here, uh, I'm gonna throw out a disclaimer on this on this particular video. Um, I'm going to say what I say here in this video is completely my opinion. It is my assessment. It is my own personal thoughts, ideas, and reaction to the information that I've heard on these people and this topic. Okay. Uh, so basically, the opinions expressed here in this video and on this channel, period, really are my own thoughts, ideas, and reactions to really whatever video I upload. So let's get into this. First of all, let me say I don't know a whole lot about Cora Jakes Roberts. I don't Cora Jakes. It ain't Roberts. I'm getting it mixed up. I'm sorry. Cora Jakes. I actually don't know her husband's name or if she even took her husband's name. At the moment, I'm gonna call her Jakes because I did hear that she is, I don't know, maybe in the middle of a separation, divorce, something like that. So the accusation, first of all, let me say the accusation I have actually heard about maybe 3 weeks ago, something like that. I actually heard about it, read up on it a little bit, and I was just like, okay, all right. So I went on. Now I'm beginning to see more and more people talking about it and things like this, and I'm just like, okay, well, let me look into this. Let me listen to this. Let me hear the accusations and what's going on with it. Um, I'm going to give, which I always try to do, props to where I actually heard it from, who I actually heard it from, and that is on Tasha K. Where well, that's not where I heard it first. I heard it first somewhere else. I really can't remember, but the actual in depthness of it, and actually, looking and hearing from the accuser's mouth, um, was from Tasha K. And I don't listen to Tasha K all the time, but I there's been some things that I've listened to from her, got a lot of good information. I think she asked very good questions. Um and so yeah, that's where it come from. So I'm going to give, props to her for, her journalism and the work that she does. Um so anyway, I got into the depths of it from listening to the lady on Tasha K's show. The accusation, in a nutshell, basically the woman is saying, and honestly, I'm gonna say this right here. I really wanted to just kind of address a certain part of it. That's really what I wanted to do. Like, I'm not trying to break it down as, oh, she's guilty, she's lying, they did this happened, this did not. I have no idea. I don't even think it has like really officially went to court and everything has been done or said. I think there has been some court proceedings because the lady did allude to that. I think one she said was like a mistrial or something like that. So I'm not gonna get into all that part of it and what I guilt and innocence and all that kind of stuff is I don't know. I really don't know. Listening to the whole video, um, man, it's man, it's complicated. I'm not I mean, I believe that some of the things could have happened the way that the mom is alleging. I can see that just because of how she put it together. Um, I mean, I also can see in a way where, uh, man, I really think she's gonna get fought really hard on this. I really and truly do. I think she's already been fought really hard. I think from what she said, the child is, her little boy is 8 years old at this point, I think. And so man, you know, that's a long time to, from a baby, practically newborn baby, you're basically kind of thinking that this is your mom, or at least up until I think she said maybe like 1.5 was like the last time she like really had some like real life in his life interaction with him as her baby. A 1 to 1.5 year old child is and now they're 8, they not gonna really remember a lot of that, like just being honest. um I really truly believe that, what I will say is I believe she really has a fight on her hands for a lot of different reasons, a lot of different reasons, you know. But let me get into the part that I really wanted to talk about. um I want to talk about the spiritual side of this thing. um Now you got, I mean, I believe in God, I believe in source, I believe in, you know, you all kind of know and got an understanding of where hopefully I am on that subject. I also, you know, because of my family background dynamics, whatever, you know, I also believe in a very spiritual side of God, and I believe that there I believe in uh, the candles, the oils, maybe the ritualistic type side of it, uh, hoodoo, things like that. I mean, I have understanding of all of those things. I'm just going to put that like that. Those who follow me and watch my channel, you guys know that. So as I'm sitting here listening to this woman's story, or her allegations, or whatever we want to call it, her recounting of the experience that she had with Cora Jakes. She said something that really, man, it popped in my spirit really quick. And then later on in the video, it um, verified exactly what I thought. That's the part I want to talk about. So she said there was one part where she was in the hospital, or yeah, in the hospital, I believe. And I don't remember for why or what, or was it a checkup or just what? I don't remember. I do remember her saying that all her other pregnancies prior to this little boy, she had her prenatal care and she was just good. And postpartum depression came up a lot in this particular conversation as well, which we're not going to get into it, but it's real. Very, very real. But she didn't get a lot of care. And, you know, she said she kind of just went to the doctor whenever she felt like something may have been wrong or whatever in this particular pregnancy. So it was breaking, in other words, kind of her pattern of what was normal and usual for her from the get go. Um, but at the end of the day, she said that Cora put her hand on her stomach and prayed for her. And when she said that, it popped in my spirit. She marked that baby. She was claiming that baby with that, with doing that. That's what popped in my spirit. I'm here by myself, so of course I didn't vocalize it. I didn't say anything about it, whatever. I'm just like, I feel like she claimed that baby. That's what I feel like. So on into the video, she said something about they, after she'd had the baby and everything, they did a, she called it a ritual. This was out of her mouth. She said a ritual where it was some like big time head pastor or whatever, and a whole bunch of other women that came around. I think she said she was sitting in a circle of these women, and They were praying over her. She said, speaking in tongues and all of this stuff. She called it a ritual. So apparently, that is what it felt like, or she took from it, more so than, oh, these women laid hands on me, read scriptures, and they prayed for me. And she didn't say that like that. She said ritual, which verified to myself what I had said in the beginning, or what I got in the beginning, that she was marking that baby. She was claiming stakes to that baby. This is some spiritual stuff going on. Now, whether you want to say she, was doing magic, hoodoo, whatever on the one, that's how I got it. That's what came to me. I don't care how much of a minister, how much Christianity, how much whatever. That's what I got in my spirit. And that woman saying that was, she felt like that was a ritual, verified it to me. To me. I also feel like that is the reason that woman was probably just so sluggish and just felt so sick all the time and just felt so just out of it. She was, I mean, she clearly described this pregnancy as one that was completely unlike any other. And if you ask me, my personal opinion is because it was some ritualistic, spiritual, high, heavy spiritual stuff being done to her to get that baby. And now she's had this baby all this time. Now this baby has basically lived with her all this time. Now this baby, I mean, she said that, this Cora Jakes had a paper trail on everything, that everything was documented, that she signed papers, as that she said that she did not read all of them, didn't really have a full clear understanding. I mean, all of that could be true. That's where we get into the kind of the he said, she said, and it could have been argued. I'm not no lawyer, but it could be argued that, well, in a way, that's kind of your fault if you're going to sit up here and get paperwork that you're not going to fully read, or ask somebody to like fully explain or whatever to you. Somebody could say she just outright lied. She knew exactly what she was doing. She knew exactly what she was signing. And now, because of whatever, she want to claim and get her child back or whatever. I don't know. But I can see where those things can be argued. I mean, I really can. I'm just, because I'm looking at this objectively. I don't know Cora Jakes. I don't know why I keep wanting to call her Cora Jakes. I don't know her like that. I know Sarah and her husband much more, you know, and of course the mom and dad. I know them much more than I know Cora, or really anything about her. I mean, she's kind of new to me. Um, but and so I'm not looking at this with no bias toward anybody. The lady, that's my first time really seeing her. I think Tasha K said that she kind of came familiar with her because of a video or like a live or something that she did on Facebook. I don't know. I haven't seen that. So I believe I am coming at this, looking at this very objectively. I'm looking at it from both sides. I don't know the child's experience. It seems that the mom was kind of saying that there could have been some neglect with the baby. So I don't know. The mom has not been around or seen them or seen the child, or according to her, even heard the child's voice since like 2014. I don't know. Um, and so we don't know how the child has grown up, you know. Um, but I think even from the child's perspective, that's the mama he's known. Is Cora Jakes. Like, that's the mama he's known. And there is going to have to be some type of feeling, love, something there. This child has been exposed to a very rich lifestyle. I mean, the Jakes are rich people. Like that child has been exposed to things I don't know if his mother can give. I don't know. She said something about being working in Fortune 500 companies and things like that. I don't know her finances. I don't know how much money she got. I don't know if the child does come back to live with her, what type of lifestyle or whatever he may be uh, growing up with or whatever. But I would dare my own personal opinion, as I said, these are my personal opinions, is that it's probably not going to be on the level of what the Jakes have given him or shown him and things like that. I don't know. I don't even know if it matters. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't even know if it matters. Um, but at the end of the day, like I said, the part that I wanted to address was that part about her putting her hand on that woman's stomach, quote unquote, praying for her, and then it being followed up by this ritualistic type whatever toward this woman. It's some strong spiritual stuff going on. I think that's gonna help it make it be a little bit of a fight. You know, I think the woman probably was on type under some type of real spiritual heavy, you know, whatever. And now that she's not, now that things have gone on this long, you know, she's under more of a clear head and clear mind. And she's like, well, you know, hell no, I didn't sign them papers. I want my baby back. Like that wasn't my intent, but whatever. But it's just the fact that at the end of the day, you have to be wise enough and in tuned enough with the spirit world in whatever aspect you practice spiritualism, whether it's just Christianity, whether it's just whatever. You have to be in tune and you have to have an ear and you have to be objective about things. We can't just fly off into emotions because somebody says something or whatever. We have to be objective. Um, Another thing I'm going to say before I cut the video off, ladies, women, young women, call me old school because I am. There's just some things you don't do. You do not, and I get this generation and these young women. They don't see things like some of us older women and you know when people who have some understanding of spiritualism and things like that. You don't never let nobody pray or touch your stomach when you're pregnant. Never, unless you know them, unless you trust them, which I guess she did with Cora because she said they were friends, they'd known each other for a long time, the whole thing. But this woman's intent, I think she had an understanding somewhat of this woman's intent, whether she put it all together or not, as you know, because she was kind of alluding to, you know, hindsight being 2020 and not really having a full understanding of things. So I can give her that. But unless you know and trust somebody, when you're carrying a child, you are so vulnerable. You are so open to spiritual attack, so much so. And so you have to be very like I ain't nobody ever prayed for over my stomach, touching my babies. Like I and it's a lot of women that I know like nah, no, because you get it. You understand. Like you are very vulnerable. You are very vulnerable from the spiritual side of that. Like when I was pregnant, don't even brush up against my stomach. Like don't get too close to me in that sense. Like yeah, no, don't do that because I understand how vulnerable you are as a pregnant woman. And she was very open to spiritual attacks. And I truly believe my own personal opinion that that's why this situation is so strong because it ain't just legal documentation and paperwork, but it's a lot of strong spiritual stuff going on with this situation. So, ladies, young women, please don't let anybody pray over your stomach, touch your stomach, and things like that when you're in that deep of a vulnerable state. Don't let that happen. Y'all might think I'm being uh foolish. Y'all might think I'm just being too hyper, whatever. I'm telling you, as an older woman, and from the spiritual side of it, you better guard your babies. You better guard your stomach. You better guard your pregnancies. I mean, yeah, it's vital. If anybody gonna lay hands and pray over your stomach and pray over your child, it needs to be you. You need to mark your own. Man, let me tell y'all this. Let me tell y'all this, and then I'm gonna cut the video off. I understand and know how powerful that is. When I made a point that when my son's girlfriend went into labor, you can say I did a whole ritual up here because I had candles burning. I was praying. I had, but I was praying, of course, for good, of course. I'm praying that this baby comes into this world surrounded by our ancestors and love. I prayed that she had a good, easy birth. I prayed that he didn't come here with distress or agony, and I was praying for his entrance to be happy and for his entrance to be peaceful. And of course, praying for him and his future and things like that. But let me tell you how it played out. My After everything was over, my son called me and everything the next day because I think she had the baby like in the middle of the morning, night, whatever. And so um, I stayed up, of course, long enough to guide his entrance into the world and into this family. And um, my son told me that baby literally just came out. She didn't have. She had vaginal. She didn't have no heavy drugs. She didn't have, it was no distress. It was no nothing. The birth was easy. She didn't have any distress because I even talked to her after and she was just like, yeah, he just came on out, you know? And he's been a good baby. He's still a good baby, my grandbaby. It was peaceful, it was serene, it was everything that I prayed for. So at the end of the day, I'm telling you, that spiritual side, that those spiritual forces, that it's strong. It's strong. And it will go forth in a lot of ways and accomplish exactly what it was sent out to accomplish. That's why you got to be so careful. You got to be careful with people around you. You got to be careful with so-called friends. You have to be careful with just all of the. There's so much spiritualism going around us every single day. Like you don't even know. People, I mean, I'm gonna have to make this a whole video by itself talking about spiritualism because if I go on, it's gonna make it way too long. I'm gonna get off topic, but I'll make a video about that because ooh, y'all just don't understand. Y'all seriously do not understand how strong this spiritual world is mixed in with our regular everyday real world. I mean, y'all don't get it. Y'all don't get it. Y'all don't get it. But my God. Y'all, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell so that you will be aware of each time I upload a video. Um, Thank you so much. Until the next video, I'll see you next time.